Boom, it's your boy Big Baby Miller straight out of Brooklyn. You're watching True School Sports. Tune in, motherfucker.
Sean, how good do you think Fonfara is?
What's that?
How good do you think Fonfara is?
Fonfara is very good, and he's getting better and better. And I don't know what it is. I really like a fight with me and Fonfara. I think the crowd would be losing their mind. I think it'd be all action. And he's without him, and I'm with top rank. So it's another one of those situations probably not worth talking about right now. But somewhere down the line, if me and Fonfara could put on a fight for the crowd, I think me and Fonfara could have a trilogy or something like that. Straight up, I think it would be like a Arturo Gatti kind of thing.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. What's going on, guys? Now, with Joe Smith's impressive victory over Bernard Hopkins, he's now in a really good position. He can go fight, potentially Donna Stevenson, or if he wants to work his way up, fight Sullivan Barrera, who just won this past Friday against Shabransky, and that could potentially work. He could work his way up through a title fight that way. Or, and I think this is the best option for Joe Smith, and this would be probably best for boxing if this happened. I think his next fight should be against Seanie Monaghan in Long Island. Now, for those of you guys who do not know who Seanie Monaghan even is, if you don't really follow boxing on that level, Seanie Monaghan, much like Joe, is from the New York area, from Long Island, has fought in a lot of obscure competition. But if you guys have gone to any fights in the New York area, like I went to Terrence Carter versus Hank Lundy in February, he fought in the untelevised portion of the undercard. And there was about, I would say, 2,000 to 3,000 people in the crowd just there for strictly him, for Seanie Monaghan. So in New York boxing circles, he sells a lot of tickets. He's very well known. But to the casual fan of boxing, you're not going to know Seanie Monaghan. So with that being said, he's been trying to get a big fight for a while. For those of you guys who are following the Andre Ward negotiations before the Kovalev fight, like who was going to be Andre Ward's opponent before he fought Kovalev, before Alexander Brand was Ward's opponent, Seanie Monaghan was actually the guy that HBO wanted Andre Ward to fight. But as you guys would know if you did your research, it didn't happen because Rock Nation and Andre Ward's team wanted Top Rank, who promotes Seanie Monaghan, to pay for all the expenses if Seanie failed some sort of drug test. Like they wanted Bob Arum to pay for all the expenses on a Rock Nation card if Seanie happened to fail a drug test, which he's never really failed. So they were trying to get Seanie to jump through all these hoops to fight Ward, and he took it on short. He took the fight on short notice. He's gonna get short money, and they still made him jump through extra hoops. So he didn't get that fight, and he's 35 years old, and he's trying to get those big fights, at least one big fight before his career is over, and I think he deserves it. So I think there's no better matchup, honestly, for Seanie. Very few more exciting matches than this one right here because of the styles. Styles make fights. We hear that a lot in boxing. And Joe Smith Jr., Seanie Monaghan, these are two guys that throughout the course of their career have never had a problem trading punches in the center of that ring. So with that being said, it wouldn't just be an exciting fight, but it'd be one of importance because if you look at the current rankings, the WBC rankings at light heavyweight, we know Donna Stevenson holds the title for the WBC at light heavyweight. Right now, Joe Smith Jr. is number 2, ranked number 2 by the WBC. Seanie Monaghan is ranked number 6 by the WBC. So not only will this be an exciting fight, but the winner of a Monaghan-Smith fight would probably get a title shot against Donna Stevenson, or at least be the mandatory for Donna Stevenson. So big implications, guys. They're both ranked in the top 10 of many sanctioning bodies. Like Seanie's ranked 5 in the IBF, and Joe is ranked 5 in the WBA. So whoever would win that fight would be in line for some major fights going down the road. But as you guys saw in the footage before this video started, I interviewed Seanie, and he said himself out of his own mouth, I want to fight on back in February. He said I wanted to fight Andre Fonfara. It would be like an Arturo Gatti, Mickey Ward type of fight. But as we know, Andre Fonfara got stomped out by Joe Smith Jr. And being that both these guys are from the Long Island area, it makes all the sense in the world for this fight to happen with their styles, with them both being light heavyweights with the ranking situation. And not just that, in Long Island, the Nassau Coliseum, which is like the only like big time venue they have there, which is where the New York Islanders used to play, the hockey team. They just did a $260 million renovation on that arena, and it's actually scheduled for a spring 2017 reopening, which is perfect because spring 2017, April, March, you can make that fight happen. And HBO can pick it up. I'm telling you right now, if these two fight, there's a potential there for you to get kind of like the same action you got back in the early 2000s when Arturo Gatti and Mickey Ward, who weren't the most talented fighters in the world, but the style just meshed so well, and you got some of the greatest rounds in boxing history. Now, I'm not saying that this fight is going to be Gatti versus Ward, but I'm saying like they had the same ingredients, the same style matchup that Gatti Ward had. You kind of have in this fight. The only difference I would say in this fight is the fact that the age difference. Shawnee's 35, Joe was 27, so that could be the difference. But other than that, style-wise, it makes a lot of sense. So HBO, Star Boxing, Top Rank, make the fight happen. This is one that fans now know more who Joe Smith is, but they don't, not so much Shawnee. But I'm telling you right now, for those who know these two fighters, this fight makes all the sense in the world. Joe has a 79% knockout percentage. Shawnee's pushing about 61%. So both these guys can definitely crack. Both these guys are ranked highly by many sanctioning bodies, and geographically, it would make sense for the fight to take place at the Nassau Coliseum to open it up, because they just did a nice renovation on it. They're both local guys. You could sell out of tickets. Both of these guys have sold tickets in the New York area. So business-wise, it makes sense. From a boxing standpoint, it makes sense. From a network television and entertaining, the fans, it makes sense. And both of them want the fight 13 weeks ago, about 3 months ago, almost 4 months ago. Seanie Monaghan, on his Instagram account, he posted a picture. It's him and Joe Smith Jr. doing a face-off with construction hats on at the Nassau Coliseum. And he said himself, I would love for this fight to take place at the new Nassau Coliseum in Long Island. It's going to happen at some point. So just want to get this out there. It has to happen. It's great for boxing if it does. So HBO, Star Boxing, Top Rank, make the fight. Joe Smith Jr., Seanie Monaghan, spring 2017. And let me know what you guys think. Is this a matchup you guys would entertain, for those of you who know who Joe Smith and Seanie Monaghan are? And if so, leave your comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, and you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys.